oxides and oxyacids of sulfur. Oxides and oxyacids of sulfur. We know common oxides of sulfur are oxygen dioxide and oxygen trioxide. Okay, these are the two common oxides which are known to us, and acid is a sulfuric acid which is known to us. Okay, so some of the natural sources and man-made sources for the evaporation or liberation of these oxides are, see, natural sources of oxides of sulfur are, what are that? Volcanic eruption, then sea spray emission, biological reaction, man-made sources in burning of different type of fossil fuel, then again combustion of coal of high sulfur content in thermal power station to generate heat, the cracking of crude oil in petroleum refineries, and various processes of the paper industry. Okay, so these are what the common processes by which these oxides of sulfur are continuously coming out. Okay, among the natural sources in biogenic source is oxidation of H2S gas. Okay, then anaerobic metabolism of organic waste product of man and his activity results in the production of H2S gas. Okay, H2S gas is rapidly oxidized to SO2. गटारी मधून जे वास येतो, कधीतरी मुंबईला जर गेला असाल तुम्ही, there is a continuous smell coming from that drainage system, and that smell is of H2S gas. Okay, so the oxidation of H2S may be due to the presence of O3 and O2. O2 and O3 present in the atmosphere. Okay, so most important source of SO2 pollution is a roasting of non-ferrous sulfide, that is ores, particularly those of zinc, lead and copper. ओके, ह्या झिंक, लेड आणि कॉपरचे जे ओर्स आहे त्याचं रोस्टिंग केल्यामुळे त्या ठिकाणी जास्तीत जास्त या ठिकाणी SO2 लिबरेट होतो. ओके, इन मोस्ट ऑफ द मोबाईल व्हेइकल इंटरनल कंबशन इंजिन्स आर यूज, सो दैट इंजिन्स आर ऑफ टू टाइप, वन इज ऑटो इंजिन एंड other is internal combustion engine. So sulfur dioxide emitted in large amount by the diesel engine. Okay, so yet regarded as a minor source of SO2 emission from the transport system. एवढं काही फारशा मोठ्या प्रमाणात नाहीये ट्रान्सपोर्ट सिस्टम मुळे, बट तरी देखील थोड्या का असताना प्रमाणामध्ये त्या ठिकाणी डिझेल इंजिन जे आहे त्याच्यामधून तो SO2 लिबरेट होतो. ओके, आणि कंपॅरेटिव्हली लेस अमाउंट ऑफ SO2 इज इमिटेड फ्रॉम द ऑटो इंजिन. ओके, तर अशा पद्धतीने त्या ठिकाणी आपले जे व्हेइकल्स आहेत त्याच्यातूनही पोल्युशन होतं, त्याच्यानंतर जे थर्मल पॉवर स्टेशन आहे तिथूनही त्या ठिकाणी सल्फरचे ऑक्साईड लिबरेट होतात, आणि काही नॅचरल ऍक्टिव्हिटीज जे आहे जसं की व्होल्कॅनिक इरप्शन, सी स्प्रे एमिशन, बायोलॉजिकल रिएक्शन्स आहे, किंवा काही मॅनमेड बर्निंग असेल, फॉसिल फ्युएल आहे ना, गटर्स किंवा यू कॅन से ड्रेनेज सिस्टम्स आर देअर फ्रॉम विच there is a formation of SO2 take place. Now what reactions happens over there? Okay, see the actually how that sulfur reacts, that oxides of sulfur forms, and how they leads to the sulfuric acid in the natural processes. See, the presence of particulate matter in the polluted air catalyzes the oxidation of sulfur dioxide, okay, to the sulfur trioxide. Now, in spite of the fact that large quantity of SO2 in the atmosphere lasts only for few days, okay, this is due to the fact that practically all SO2 in the atmosphere get oxidized to the SO3. Whatever SO2 present in the atmosphere, that quickly get oxidized to SO3, and okay, and that SO3 get settle down. Okay, how that settle down, what reaction occurs, that we can see here. See what happens, sulfur dioxide liberated from different sources react with the oxygen to form, see now, SO2. It forms, it should be SO3. Okay, so what is wrong here? See, the reaction is not balanced properly. Okay, this is a wrong reaction what they have written over here. Now here, see, SO2 react with the ozone molecule to form SO3 and O2. Okay, then SO2 again react with the H2O2 form over there, and that forms a sulfuric acid. So sulfur dioxide being a soluble in water, it readily oxidizes by dissolved oxygen in presence of ferrous and manganese salt as a catalyst. Okay, so what happens here? See, SO2, O2, and twice ES2O. Okay, these molecules are there. So sulfur dioxide is also directly oxidized to sulfates by some of the metallic oxides like a manganese. See, this is what the manganese oxide when react. This SO2 is treated in presence of this manganese oxide. What they are saying here, manganese, and they are writing here magnesium. Okay, again they made a mistake in the book over here. So what happens, there is a formation of magnesium sulfate, okay, and magnesium sulfide. So photochemical oxidation mostly take place during the daytime. This oxidation takes place during the daytime. Okay, sulfur dioxide absorbs solar radiation in the range of 294 to 394 nanometer and gets electronically excited. How they get excited? See, SO2 molecule in the sunlight that remains as a SO2, but that is electronically excited now. Now that electronically excited sulfur dioxide molecule react with the oxygen molecule that forms SO3. That forms SO3, and this is a free radical now. This free radical again react with the oxygen gas to form ozone molecule. So this is what, these are what the reactions are continuously happening over here. Okay, or in the atmosphere. See, and what happens due to these reactions? The acid rain is a final result, and you know that what adverse effects are there due to acid rain. So as like nitric acid, sulfuric acid is also very harmful to all living and non-living things present on the earth. See what happened. Acid rain refers to the way in which acid formed in the atmosphere is deposited on the earth surface. Okay, so oxides of the sulfur which are acidic in nature can be blown by wind along with the solid particles in the atmosphere and finally settle down either on the ground as a dry deposition or in the water as a fog or snow as a wet deposition. Okay, so त्या ठिकाणी स्नो आणि फॉग जे आहे कधी कधी दाट धुकं तयार होतं. दिल्लीमध्ये हा प्रॉब्लेम कंटिन्युअसली आहे. Nowadays this thing happens in Mumbai also. This is a common. So this is what the fog and snows. So that along with that this sulfur oxides and the acids of sulfur get deposited. So okay, burning of fossil fuels such as coal and oil in the power station, furnaces, then petrol, diesel in motor engine produces sulfur dioxide. Okay, this on reaction with the water contributes to acid rain because polluted air is usually contain particulate matter that catalyzes the oxidation. ओके, म्हणून काय होतं की ऍटमॉस्फेअर मध्ये जे पाण्याचे ड्रॉपलेट्स असतात त्या ठिकाणी ते ऑक्साइड ऑफ सल्फर जे आहेत ते रिॲक्ट होतात त्या ड्रॉपलेट्स बरोबर आणि त्या ठिकाणी ऍसिड फॉर्मेशन होतं आणि दॅट रिझल्ट्स टू द ऍसिड रेन. Now acid rain in the same way, now it corrodes the metal, attacks the fabrics, affect plant and all living organism, wash out the basic nutrient from the soil. Okay, the limestone or marble chemically react with this acid rain. Okay, in fact excessive amount of sulfur oxides in the atmosphere during 20th century या सेंचुरी मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी frequently observe केलेला आहे during last 2 to 3 decades. Okay, and that caused many harmful effect. Okay, so many monuments like Taj Mahal is there, that is also get affected due to this acid rain, and that is called stone leprosy. So how these oxides which are forming with the sulfur can be reduced or can be controlled? What things should be utilized in industry and in the engines so as to minimize the pollution of sulfur oxide? See, first is the sodium sulfide process. Okay, in this process what they are doing, in this process SO2 react with the sodium sulfide forming sodium bisulfate. See, this is what the sodium sulfide, याच्याबरोबर कोण रिएक्ट होतो आहे, हा SO2 रिएक्ट होतो आहे. Here should be the arrow. Okay, so in presence of water this SO2 react with the sodium sulfide to form sodium bisulfate. Okay, again limestone injection process is there. In the limestone injection process, calcium carbonate is fed to high temperature combustion zone where it react with the SO2 gas. Okay, and there is a formation of calcium sulfate. Okay, alternatively, scrubber is provided where combustion fuel gas is scrubbed with the lime, that is calcium oxide. ओके, ह्या कॅल्शियम ऑक्साइड बरोबर हा SO2 त्या ठिकाणी काय होतोय, स्क्रब होतो आणि इन प्रेझेन्स ऑफ ऑक्सिजन देयर इज अ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अगेन कॅल्शियम सल्फेट. कॅल्शियम सल्फेट. ओके, this happens over there. Okay, so limestone process for removal of SO2 and particulate. Limestone process for removal of SO2 and particulate. Now limestone mixed with the coal and the mixture is injected into the furnace. Okay, mixture is injected into the furnace where formation of SO2 takes place. So limestone undergoes thermal decomposition and lime form react with the O2 to form calcium sulfate. To form calcium sulfate. What happens here? Again same process. See, calcium carbonate forms a calcium oxide. That calcium oxide again react with the SO2 gas in presence of oxygen and it forms calcium sulfate. In this process, about 33% of sulfur oxide, okay, 99% particulates are removed without use of precipitator. Without use of, this is also very effective method for the removal of SO2 gases which are forming in the industries. Okay, so these are what the three process or the control techniques which are used in day-to-day life, okay, to control the formation of SO2. And as it control at the level of formation only, so it is not going to cause any harmful effect, or it cannot go to the atmosphere for forming the sulfuric acid. Okay, this is what very important. म्हणजे जिथं तयार होता आहे, जिथे चान्सेस आहेत तिथेच तो कंट्रोल करायला पाहिजे. ओके, नाउ सी, this is a process like a lockdown. This is a process like lockdown where there is a corona patient just get locked down in the home so that it is possible to make the end of corona at that place only. At that place only. In the same way, where there is a formation of SO2, we are trying to quench that SO2 at that moment only, so that it should not come to the atmosphere and leads to the other health hazard or other harmful effects. Now, what are the health hazard over there? Sulfur dioxide oxidized to sulfur trioxide, which dissolves in the rainwater to form, you know, and reaches to the earth's surface. So sulfur dioxide is capable of causing a respiratory problem. Okay, and it affects lungs also. So elderly people and patients with the heart and lung diseases vulnerable for the SO2 pollution. Okay, and this is continuously observed in the area where there is a large number of industries are located, and also observed in the metropolitan cities like Calcutta, Mumbai, then Chennai is there, Bangalore is there, like Delhi is there. Okay, such a, then Ahmedabad is there, and also the cities where industry density is very high. After that, we are going to see the oxides of carbon. So this is all for current lecture. In the next lecture, we'll see oxides of carbon, and that will be the last lecture from my end. Okay, if any problem comes, you just communicate with me on WhatsApp. I will conduct that lecture again, or I will repeat that concept again. Thank you.